Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. I'm your host, Brian Taylor Bridges. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News, y'all. Come on in for a brief moment. Got a very disturbing case I want to discuss with you all out of Chicago. With four young suspects. I called them the Kia Jackboys, was charged with capital murder, you all. And I just want to discuss a few things about this particular case. But before I get off into this particular case, condolences go out to the family of Sister Ariana Preston, you all. Officer Ariana Preston was just about to graduate next week with a master's degree in justice, you all. A particular jurisprudence that's it's actually called, which gives the officers a better wherewithal, a better understanding of how to handle each and every person individually as a person, you all. You know that these cases, they vary from different ways and different actions, but in this particular case, we have four young teenagers who presumably are from an urban area or from a poverty-stricken black neighborhood, so forth and so on. But mind you all, this is no justification for murder. This is no justification for being out there robbing, things of this nature, you all. And my main topic was about this particular situation was, if you out there robbing, stealing, and jacking people, man, your life is heading down the wrong path. You need new friends. You need people that are actually going to be productive in your life, that are actually going to encourage you to do the right things, you all. Here we have four suspects who's presumably out there robbing and jacking people. And I kind of want to discuss this also. One of the things I want to discuss about this was the type of vehicle these young individuals was in. Is a Kia, you all. So these particular cars are in high circulation right now. They are being stolen by a lot of young teens because this particular car and make model, this particular style car is easily being stolen on the streets here today. I said that this particular car, in fact, if you own a Kia car, I suggest you just go out there and trade this type of car in, you all, because there is a TikTok challenge that was in a viral circulation, you all, about these particular young teens from these certain neighborhoods, hoods, and homies, things of this nature, that are out here stealing these particular type cars. From what I understand, you can break the steering column and take an iPhone charger and pretty much start the ignition of this car with one of these iPhone chargers, you all. Like I said, man, this is a very disturbing case because the young sister was not only a black young lady, you know, she was very intelligent from what people are saying about the young lady. She was even the last person that she arrested happens to be a female, which when she heard the news of the passing of this young lady, she was bawled out in tears as though this particular officer was her sister, you all. So, you know, might I say, this woman is out here serving the community, trying to make it a better place for people like us, for people, normal citizens, to actually walk up and down the street without being robbed and hurt and things of this nature, you all. Again, this case happened out of Chicago. When you have these particular type of friends, things of this nature, man, find you some new friends to hang around. Find you some new people to be with. Some people who are not going to influence you to do the wrong thing and behave in such a manner that will be deadly to your life. I said it because these type of actions will cause you death ending altercation. You know, things go from one particular thing and they can escalate just real fast. You know, in this situation, two of these young men happened to fire this particular weapon, killing this particular young lady. And might I say, this is a very sad situation. But this goes to show you that all it takes is this one person, one stupid, silly person to actually fire the weapon, which is going to cause everybody to get the same charge. This is what I don't understand. Some of these young people need to start hanging by themselves, if you ask me, you all. But before I get off into this, I want to kind of read the article as I do always, and I'm pretty sure, I believe I put a link of the description just at the bottom, you all. If I happen to had forgotten to actually put this particular link in, then I will be adding it at the end of the video. But again, before I go off into this, condolences again to Sister Preston, who died at the young age of 24, you all. And like I said, man, when you out there robbing and jacking these different people and different individuals, man, it could be possibly an adrenaline thing. You done got away with something. You think you're doing something cool, or, you done hit you a fast lick, or what you may seem to appear to be a fast lick. But like I said, man, it's all, man, because these particular young men are going to actually spend the rest of their life in the penitentiary. I said it, they are actually going to spend the rest of their life in prison, if not get the death penalty, because like I said, it's a very serious action to be out here and to take someone's life, especially to take an officer's life. That's even worse. That's even worse. One of the worst things you can do in this world, as far as the world is concerned, as far as the worldly laws are concerned, things of this nature, you all. But again, before I read this brief article to you all and share the news clip also, I want to read my copyright disclaimer under Title 17 USC Section 107. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is permitted by the copyright statute and might otherwise be infringed. Non-profit, education, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. It tips the balance in favor of fair use, you all. So here we have 4 young teens who had just pretty much stolen a vehicle, and they thinking they're going to go out joyriding. And first it may have started out like they joyriding, or they needed some type of vehicle to pretty much rob people in, to get from one A to B, C to D, things of this nature. But like I said, these young men are out there robbing people, and man, it's just a fast and deadly ending, man, because everybody's not gonna let you take their things, the things that they actually work hard for, and everybody not just gonna lay it down like that. Just not gonna give you their merchandise and their things of this nature. Now, I would suggest people to kind of give these things over to because all these things are replaceable, and that's what's so petty. Another petty thing about these particular people, why risk your life? Is it worth it? Why risk your life for something that has no value? That has no value more than the life that God has given you as an individual. I mean, why do something like this? But again, like I say, this case happened out of Chicago, you all. So it says Ariana Preston shooting, 4 charged in the killing of a police officer, you all. So this what I'm saying, man, things can go from A to Z fast. I know of multiple people that were actually in situations like this where they had one friend who didn't make the right decision, who, was thinking they was going to do something slick or possibly, shoot someone, things of this nature. But I mean, it's not worth your life, even if you hit for a few thousand, it's still not worth your life or the life that you are actually putting in danger. It say 4 teams were charged and all held without bail, you all. So this is another thing. Most of everybody, if you in some kind of self-defense case, you may have a chance to bond out. And I seen people in self-defended cases that have actually been let go free, things of this nature. But when you are in a situation like this, your bond is going to usually be $500 to almost $1 million. But in some situations, there is no bond. I said that in most situations there is no bond, especially when you take the life of a police officer, you all. So again, keep this in mind. I don't know what made these young men turn around and thought they had somebody soft. They thought they was going to somehow steal them another weapon, and it led to a murder, you all. So again, these young men will possibly not be on the street ever again. And the thing that they were young men at this, you all. So again, it said murder charges were filed against Joseph Brooks, 19, Travell Breland, 19, and Kawan Buckner, 18, and a 16-year-old, according to CBD intern Sergeant Eric Carter, you all. It says suspect also faces charges on armed robbery, arson, burglary, and possession of a stolen vehicle and an unlawful use of a weapon, you all. It said these individuals were looking out for victims in an overnight hour of Friday into the Saturday morning and are connected to multiple robberies and a motor vehicle theft earlier that morning, you all, leading up to the murder of Officer Preston. Carter said police and Preston was killed in an armed robbery turned deadly. It says she just finished her shift and was still in uniform when robbers passed her in a car, circled back, and approached her while armed near the home Blackstone Avenue, 81st Street in Avalon Park, you all. So it said police said at least 3 of the suspects exited the vehicle, and 2 of them started firing, you all. So again, 2 of these victims out of 4 had fired. But they are going to charge everyone just as an adult. They're going to charge everyone as though they had fired the shot themselves, you all. So this is another thing, about being with certain people and they out there robbing and encouraging you to rob people and things of this nature. Like I said, man, it's just a bad ending waiting to happen. It said Preston returned fire. She was hit at least twice, and it was also grazed by a bullet spotter, you all. It said the city gunshot detention system it's a new system, you all, that these particular police officers happen to have at these particular police stations, that when gunshots are fired in your neighborhood, it alerts this particular machine or computer or whatever, you all. So this was one of the ways that they knew that the shots was being fired in this particular area. But again, it said picking up the barrage of gunfire, a total of 11 9mm bullet shells casings were recovered from the scene. It said Brooks' cell phone data pinged on his location to a nearby cell tower where the homicide occurred, according to prosecutors. Preston was wearing an Apple Watch, you all. So it said was sent an alert of a traffic crash. Again, you all, excuse me. So again, this young sister had an Apple Watch on, which pretty much alerted that she was in a vehicle accident. But praise God for that also, you all, because this was one of the ways that had got this particular officer to the scene a lot faster, you all, because like I said, they was responding to what they thought was one of their officers in a traffic crash. So it said district officer to the scene. The officer rendered first aid before driving Preston to the hospital, where she was pronounced dead. It said Preston's weapon was also stolen from the scene, and the suspect fled in a vehicle that was stolen roughly hours before the shooting at the 4700 block of South Indiana Avenue, police said. It said her service weapon has not been recovered, according to police. Police said the stolen vehicle was found later on the 7200 block of South Rose Avenue and have been set on fire roughly 20 minutes before, which accounts for the arson charges, you all. So again, they thought they was getting away. You think you're getting away. You think you're going to burn these vehicles, so forth and so on. Man, they got forensics to and these new up-to-date computers to figure out all of this was going on. It's just another piece of evidence. So, I suggest you guys figure out another way to do whatever y'all out there doing. It said later that evening, the 16-year-old allegedly called a friend and discussed the murder. So again, you got four suspects, four friends hanging out. They all think they solid. Everybody think everybody's solid. But then you got this young 16-year-old who don't have the mind frame over the wherewithal of a grown man. He out there bragging about this particular murder. So this is one of the ways how they got caught. It said the 16-year-old told him they were out robbing people when they saw a single female in the car. They were going to rob her, but the female shot at them. One of the guys, he was with, shot back at the cops and killed her. It said that friend later went to the police officer with what the 16-year-old had allegedly told them, you all. So the 16-year-old again, what's up, Carl? Good afternoon, bro. We had this case about these four Jackboys, these Kia Jackboys, might I say, were out there robbing, and this is what this particular thing is about, for these young men to get them some new friends to hang around if they out there carrying on these type of actions, you all. It said that friend later went to the police officers with the 16-year-old, allegedly said, and during the interview with the detectives, called him and put him on the speakerphone and allowed the detectives to listen to him talk. So again, the young 16-year-old was bragging, had asking a young man, one of his friends, who he thought was his friend, man, y'all seen the news, and then bragging about they caught the body, was trying to tell one of the young friends, man, we got a body, man, that was us. You seen that cop killed on the news? And there you go. Well, another young fool, might I say. But it said during the call, the 16-year-old made an additional admission about the robbers and the shooting details that had not been released, you all. It said the 16-year-old said that he stayed inside of the Kia while the other three suspects robbed and shot Preston. Prosecutors said they later burned the Kia, used lighter fluid, and he allegedly told police. It said each suspect had been charged with first-degree murder and murder or other forcible felonies, you all. So again, they have a list of their felonies, so forth and so on. And again, like I said, if y'all got friends, y'all think they strong and stiff and this and that, they ain't gonna tell this and that, but they go out there bragging, thinking they had done something pretty much cool. Ain't nothing cool about taking the life of anyone, let alone the life of a police officer, you all. Like I said, it's a dumb action, but this is what that pole hustling costs people. You out there hustling, you thinking this is some kind of major hustle, but it's the weakest hustle in the game. You out there selling, robbing people, taking things that people actually work hard for, man. Like I said, this just is a wreck waiting to happen. Like I say, you may get away with it once or twice and have some kind of adrenaline, or maybe getting off to some of this type of thing. It may be a rush to some people, but like I said, you need to get you some new friends fast and find you a job. Go wash some cars, go cut some grass. It's a lot of things out there that young men can do besides robbing and jacking people, thinking they're going to hit them a quick lick that's going to cost them a lifetime of pain. I said it's going to very much cost them a lifetime of pain, you all. So again, we have four suspects who out robbing and jacking people. And then there you go, like I say, these things can escalate so fast, and then before you know it, you have somebody down, somebody hurt, things of this nature. It said Preston was with the Chicago Police Department for 3 years after graduating from Illinois State University. She was due to graduate from Loyola University this weekend with a master's degree in jurisprudence, excuse me, from a law school. But again, this is a theory of science of law, this particular master's degree, which pretty much, like I said, give you the wherewithal to judge people and individuals differently, because each case, may have a different circumstances, so they don't just go off on what the law say, because you have some laws that are not punishable, or it may be up to the officer's discretion. They may pretty much let you go if they catch you with some marijuana or something, that's not harmful, where you may be in a situation where you made a dumb action and they may dump the marijuana out, so forth and so on, and let you go, things of this nature, where they have the ability to make a better decision, you all. So this is what this particular law master's degree is about. So it's about the science law, you all. But again, like I said, man, if you out there robbing, jacking people, man, this is one of the poorest hustles you can ever come across, man. Like I said, and these young individuals, young men, young teenagers will not be out here with us anymore, just one stupid night when you out there thinking you then got away with something, and then here at the end of the night a life is taken, so again, if you out there and you are behaving, you may have some friends that kind of do some of these things, man, and stop hanging around them people, don't disassociate yourself with them, you have to find a way to do this type of thing. I know it's, I was raised in an urban neighborhood, had friends that I really loved, really cared about, and my hood was the same way as everybody else's. We used to band together and do things, but again, this is a different day and era and time, and at this particular time, we had been playing ball and doing things of this nature, man. I don't understand how these young people are out here just throwing their life before they have actually had a chance to even live life. Some of these kids, 90% of these kids are not even old enough to drink, let alone to know what it's like to actually live in the world and have things and people that are depending on them, things of this nature, you all. So again, I just wanted to kind of come on here and say condolences to Miss Preston, Officer Preston. She lost her life in a very bad manner, and no one should have to lose their life trying to protect something that's theirs, you all. Like I said, it's a very sad situation, and I hate that these youngsters have actually done such a thing like this, you all. So again, I didn't want to hold everybody. Peace and love, and I see you all again soon. Thank you. God first, Christ came. Peace. All right, bro, Carl. Thank you, bro. Later.